All right, welcome back to Burnin' Rubber Garage. Today I just wanted to make, it's probably going to be a shorter video, which some of you guys like. It's going to be a video on the bikes and how to kind of keep them nice for the winter, and so that when you want to go ride them, they're ready to roll. There's a couple different things you can do here. On these bikes, fuel is a big one that's going to cause issues down the road. Running regular unleaded fuel isn't ideal, I don't think. I mean, if you got to have it, you got to have the 91. Around here, we have what they call a clean 88, which is ethanol free. Ethanol is a lot of what gums up your carburetor. So with that, I run ethanol free in all of these bikes. That means when I go out here, the carb has a lower chance of being gummed up. You can also run what they call, I believe, is a stable in it. It's a little additive you put in. Helps keep it. One of the other things you can do is start your bike, turn the fuel off. So that should shut the fuel off, go into it, and then run the bike till it dies. And then once it dies, kick it a few more times, get all that fuel out of there. And if there's no fuel left in there, then it shouldn't gum up your bike. It should be able to just turn the fuel on, give it a second, fill the carb up, that raises the float. Then it's going to just be a cold engine start and you should be good at that point. But fuel is a big one, and it seems like every year until I started doing this clean 88, I had to take every carb off of all these bikes. So we got the 50 there, we got Frankenbike, we got the 98, I guess that's the 93, we got the KLX, the Grom's fuel injected, haven't had as many issues, but I'm still running clean. We got the CRF 110, the Coleman, the CRF 50, we got the nice, one of my favorites is Beast, that one probably will never go anywhere, and then we got the Suzuki. All of those bikes, can you imagine taking the carbs off of all of those and cleaning it? This is something that's going to save you a little time. What you can do on, say, the Grom, the KLX, and the Honda, those that have batteries, I took the seat off, and this isn't, I mean, I probably could have put it down under the back there, but I've got this right here, and then I plug my battery tender into it. So if you guys can see that there, it's on green right now because I just run it through and I charge the bikes, and then I go through and I charge the cars. But we'll do a car winterization. And I don't have the fuel on, so I don't think it'll fire, but okay, there's a little fuel left in it. There she goes. She fired right up. And the fun thing is that thing hasn't been sitting too long, but it fired right up. It just cranks right over. This guy hasn't had the battery tender on it. It's probably been sitting a couple weeks. Kick the key on. It'd probably fire if we turned the fuel on and gave it a chance. Let's go ahead and give it a shot. I don't think it has enough juice to do it. It kind of sounds a little weak. So when that one gets the battery tender, it's going to sound more like this guy right here. You're going to be ready to run. One thing I like to do on the bikes I know I'm going to play with in the winter, I always take Beast out in the snow. I change the oil at the end of the season. I do. Otherwise, I usually let the oil sit in it, and I change it before we go ride the next year. I change the oil in the Kawasaki, and I change it in the other 110 so we can go play. I haven't in the 98 or the 93 or Frankenbike. Honestly, you're probably going to see me do a little series on, I think this 15's, once it hits 40 miles an hour, is going to go find itself a little kid who can enjoy it for Christmas. So someone might as well be enjoying it because I've got some other bikes I'd rather play with. So with that being said, your fuel is probably your biggest issue because it gums up the carb. But if you can keep the carb clean, and if your bike has a battery, keep it fresh, you should be in for some fun times, because I love to go ride these bikes in the snow. I do. I rip them up. Sometimes I'll pull a sled with the little 50s. Other than that, I don't change the plug really. I usually change that once or twice a year, and I always have an extra plug on hand when I go up to higher altitude. Just kind of one of those things you do. You can change it if you'd like, especially if you're going to use it. I'd probably put a new plug in Beast. It's been in there all summer, so Beast has been out on the road quite a bit. It's just kind of some of these things you can do to save yourself, either one, paying somebody to do your carburetor, or you spending an hour or whatever it takes depending on the bike to get the carburetor off and clean. So hopefully you guys also keep your tires up. I got more tips for a car than really a motorcycle. If your bike's going to be sitting and you're worried about it getting flat spot, they say overfill the tire higher than you'd normally ride at, because it will leak over the course of the winter. So if you've got it out in a shed or something, overfill it, help the tire keep its shape. Definitely on a car, overfill it so the tire keeps its shape, but on a bike you could if it's really not going to get ridden. Nothing worse than coming out and having the tire be deformed, and then it just doesn't feel right till after some wear. I'm trying to think if there's anything else really that I do. That's the big things. If you have metal tanks like this one, I like to keep them full so they don't rust. If you seems like if you don't have it full, they'll rust. This plastic, no one really cares. Do whatever you want with the plastic. But on the metal tanks, all the Z's, if you were to look in them, they'd all be full. So with that being said, turn the fuel off. Some people will drain the entire tank. I guess you could go to that extreme. I like to keep my tanks full with that Clean 88. Never had an issue. I know around here you can get Clean 88. There's a Sinclair. Maverick now carries it. You'll just have to Google it around your house. Ethanol-free gasoline is what you want to type in, and that should be enough to get you at least someplace that'll have it. If not, there's a product called, I think it's Stable, or is it Stabil? So it might be Stable, it might be Stabil. I haven't used it for a long time. So with that, you could put it in there, and it's supposed to help keep the fuel from separating. And another thing is, when there's water in the tank, there's a product called Heat you can put in. Problem is, you got to kind of measure it out. If you're really worried about it, before you go running your bike, pump that fuel out if you think it's gone bad. I will run all of these this winter, so they'll at least get some new fuel in the carburetor. I don't run my bikes to empty unless I know they're going to be sitting in the carb. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I know it's nothing too crazy. We didn't even go ride. This is one of those things you just want to keep your bike ready to go. So if you do get the urge to go ride, or you want to go blow off a little steam on one of these guys, go for it. Go have some fun. Instead, you're not sitting out here working on the carburetor, and by the time you're done, you're not in the mood to go ride. So hopefully you guys are enjoying the winter. I know it's not really fun to go ride and stuff, but we'll try and get some more bike content. I was going to do the shootout between the KLX 110 and the Honda 110. They closed off where I wanted to film for the winter, so me and Justin have been looking for another spot to go film that, and we have not been very successful. We want something with a little bit of a track that we can race. Should be a lot of fun. Just a little, like, we'll each run each bike. Best time sticks to that bike, because a lot of people message me. You'd be surprised. Instagram blows up with it. What bike is the bike of choice? Which one would you buy? And it's hard because one has a clutch, one has a suspension that's made more for me. The other one's a little bit quicker and rides still really nice, but you sit a lot lower. So hopefully we can get that to you. If not, it'll be early next year. We got some cool car content coming for you. In the winter, I usually switch more to cars because I like feeling my hands. I don't like them being bright red and hurt and cracked and all that stuff. I did want to get the Coleman out and speed test it, see what we tap out at going down the same hill as that 50, and kind of let you know, hey, Coleman with a 196cc and some mods keeps up with the CRF and some mods. They both do 40 miles an hour, but we'll do that. You're still going to get some bike content. A lot of what we're going to see now is cars. If there's something you want to see, comment down below. We'll try and make it happen. Today, I don't think we even got above freezing, sadly. We get the inversion here in Salt Lake. It sucks, but thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. I think we're so close to 700. I hope we hit it by Christmas. That would be freaking awesome. We're going to push to 1,000. We got a new car coming home soon. Me and Justin will go grab that. If he can make it, we'll go grab that. It should be just a really good time. I got a story to tell you about the Camaro. I got a story to tell you about the Suburban. Those will be on the next time we fix the Camaro. I'll put that in there, and as soon as we see the Suburban, I'll put that in there too. So again, guys, thanks for watching. I know this was a shorter video. We didn't even ride. You got to at least hear the Kawasaki fire up. It's freezing outside, and I'm not dressed to go out really. I'm even in pants. So I just got home from work, wanted to film this, let you guys know what you can do to save yourself a lot of headaches. So thanks for watching, and what Justin always says, peace.